So as we arrive in the Hartley Bay, we dock the boat. There are no fuel pumps on the dock. They lower a gas nozzle with probably a couple hundred feet of hose from the top all the way down, and you run it down the dock. And all their tanks are located way up top on land. However, that wouldn't be necessary today, because as soon as we tied up on the dock, they yelled down from way up top that they were out of gas, and they probably wouldn't have any gas until sometime after Saturday, which is 3 to 4 days away. So give you some stats. From Prince Rupert to Hartley Bay, 90 miles we did on 70 gallons of gas. That's 1.3 miles per gallon. So that meant that I had 80 gallons of gas remaining and 100 gallons or 100 miles to go. That math doesn't work at all, right? So it's easier to just slow the boat down rather than carry jerry cans of extra gas on the boat. You know, 1.2, 1.3 miles per gallon, a 10-gallon jerry can is not really going to do much. But if I slow down and I do 7 knots, then I get over 2.2 miles per gallon or better. So I wasn't worried about being stranded. However, a local had recently siphoned a bunch of gas from his boat. That he lives there. He's got like 3 boats he owned in there, and one of them specifically, since he was leaving for several months, he siphoned all the gas out of it. He had filled 2 55-gallon drums. They were partially filled, each of them, and he had like 5 or 6 jerry cans. So he offered us the gas for cash. I needed 70 gallons, and Lemon Drop needed about 60 gallons. I wasn't worried about water or dirt in the fuel, as the siphon hose the guy had, so that's funny, was actually too short to reach the bottom of the 55-gallon drums. It probably only go down to about a fourth left in the drum. So in the bottom of the drum is where any water and debris would settle. Gas is going to float on top. So we used all the jerry cans. We took as much as we could from the 2 55-gallon drums. Ironically enough, we actually were able to fill up both boats all the way to full. And we still left probably 20 or 30 gallons left in those drums on the dock. This bought us a day's travel time, 204 miles. We boated on this day for about 170 gallons of fuel over 10 hours. We left Prince Rupert at 7 in the morning, and we got to Shearwater around right at 5 in the evening. And this included the extended layover in Hartley Bay. Filling your tank up with a siphon takes a lot longer than actually using a fuel pump. And in addition to that, the horseflies were absolutely awful this day we were here. We were trying to get work as fast as we could just to get away from the flies. But we got our fuel, and away from Hartley Bay we go, and off to Shearwater. Not too bad of a day.
A long day.
How long of a day?
Really long day.
Believe it or not, the girls unanimously voted they wanted to go from Prince Rupert all the way to Shearwater today. That's a little over 200 miles. So I was like, all right, I'm down.
That's a bit bad. We left at 7 in the morning.
So for the most part, we had pretty flat seas almost the whole day. But as with every day, there's always a little bit of this.
Just be just a little slower and burn some gas.
So we're actually following the BC ferry up here, trying to avoid his wake as best we can. We've actually been following him for several hours.
We were ahead of him for several hours too.
And we pulled over to Clem too, just so they had cell service, and checked the weather forecast before coming down around here. This lower section between Clem 2 and Shearwater, a little bit of open ocean that's exposed. It's not a lot, but it's lumpy. And the fog it came in, and we're like, am I going to have visibility? But actually, visibility came out really good. But we've had to do 14 to 18 knots through here to get through. I got about another 2 miles to go. I'll get into the channel, and I expect it to go flat at that point on our for our final last, 11, 12 miles into Shearwater. The ferry's actually going to Bella Bella, which is right next to Shearwater. There's some nice swells right there. I think that's the ferry wake, actually.
I don't like that.
Yeah, that's got to be the ferry wake.
Yeah, probably.
I'm going to turn into that. Not too big a swell for what we've been feeling. Check this out. Yeah, that's got to be the ferry's wake.
Got the boat wet.
The windows are all wet again. That ferry throws a pretty big wake. And we caught this right at slack tide too, right at the tide. So we've been riding the incoming tide, slack high tide now, and starting to turn to go right back out again. We've had wind and current going the same direction most of the day, but now it's going to change. But I got 16 miles to go. There we go. Yeah, it's just that guy's wake. Lemon drop. We had an interesting time in Hartley Bay. We pulled in there for gas. First thing they say on the dock is, we're out of gas. I had 80 gallons left. Shearwater's 100 miles. That math doesn't work. So I was like, well, I guess we're gonna slow boat, do 7 knots, double my fuel efficiency, and get to Shearwater in 2 days. But there was a guy on the dock, a local, who was selling gas out of his boat.
Well, he was going to be gone for 2 months and didn't want to leave us sitting around.
Yeah, so he had actually already pumped out most of the gas from his boat into a couple of 55-gallon drums and some jerry cans. So he sold it to us. So like 6 jerry cans and 2 55-gallon drums, mostly full, and we used a siphon to get it into the boat. That was pretty entertaining. Took us a little bit longer to fill up, but man, I am within sight of that channel when all this is gonna stop rocking and rolling.
You're okay, bud.
Show you guys where we are. It'll make more sense when you see this.
Spoiled baby.
Alright, look at the weather map.
Yeah. Sit all day. This is tired of sitting, Dad.
Prince Rupert's right there. Hartley Bay is right here where we started at. And right now, we're coming around here. This is kind of the open ocean right here. Right here is where we're coming around. And right there is where we're going, which is Shearwater. Alright, coming around the corner. Line up.
Coming around the corner.
See fourth channel. Engage the autopilot. There we go. Does look like the sea stage getting a little bit better.
It does.
Out there it does, yeah. Looks better. Starting to lay down. That's why I bounced around. One more time. This is our route from Hartley Bay up here where we siphon gas out. Came down the inside passage, and now we're just cutting this corner around here. So you get some of the ocean swells, it gets lumpy up there. But then we come into the channel here, it should get all protected. And then we'll cut it here, and Shearwater is where we're going to be for the night, right up in there. That's the plan. 15 miles to go. If it really flattens down up here like I'm hoping it will, then I can pass the ferry. Alright, back to navigating.
If you enjoyed watching this video, click the screen to watch another.